Hi there, Chris Oddie of Marslands Accountants here, and today I'm going to talk about a question that we quite frequently get asked by potential clients who come to us about the Let Property campaign. So the question that we get asked is, I've rented out my property for the last 20 years without telling HMRC, what should I do? Well, first of all, you're in the right place, because if you're looking at videos such as videos done by ourselves and Let Property campaign experts, and that's the best thing to do first of all, because what you want to do is to get into the tax system going forward, making sure you're all up to date, and then can keep declaring going forward. But the first step you want to do is find yourself an accountant that specialises in the Let Property campaign and can help you. So if you're in this situation, one or two things need to happen. Either you've come to the sudden realisation that you need to declare your tax, or HMRC have contacted you and you've received a letter from them and you need to come forward because they've contacted you. Either way, the best thing to do is go forward with the Let Property campaign. The only time you wouldn't be able to do that is if they've already prompted you and the letter they've prompted you is a tax inquiry. But hopefully the letter they've sent is the Let Property campaign prompting letter. If you're not sure about that, we've done a video on it, or you can always contact us about booking a meeting, and we can go through with you and look at the letter and identify what letter you've received. But either way, when you get into the system with the Let Property campaign, if you voluntarily come forward, you'll be entitled to the lower penalty rates. If they've caught you, you won't be entitled to the lower ones, but it'll still be a lot better if they've prompted you with the Let Property campaign than going through a tax inquiry. But first thing you want to do is obviously book a meeting with your accountant if you do have one and you just haven't been declaring it, or if you don't have an accountant, then please feel free to book a meeting with ourselves. And in that, we'll obviously discuss what the situation is that you're with, and how to sort it. But what will happen is you'll be registered with the Let Property campaign. Once you register with the Let Property campaign, there'll be 90 days to do your disclosure in. And that's 90 days from when they issue the letter. And while we will make sure that if you come with us, we'll register you from the day that you sign up with us. HMRC are not that quick, and generally they'll take a few weeks to send out the letter, which then gives you the 90 days. So it ends up being a bit more than 90 days. But either way, so what we kind of say for that is the first 30 days is your days to prepare the information ready for us. Then we have the next 30 days, which is for us to make sure that we do your disclosure in that time, get all the figures ready, prepare the accounts, generate your penalty rates for each of the years, and also then obviously calculate the interest. And in that last 30 days, we go through that with you, explain about that, sort out the rest of the remaining balance on our fee, and then agree a date that we're going to do that submission to HMRC. That date will depend on the conversation. A lot of clients like to wait to the last minute so that they have as much time as possible to prepare for it, and some people go, no, I want to get it done as soon as possible. But either one of them is fine. The other question that comes along with that is, how many years will HMRC require? Well, again, it will come down to situations to know whether it will be any shorter, but as a general rule, if you've never been in the tax system before, HMRC are within their right to ask for the previous 19 tax years, and the most recent one will be due on a tax return. So if we're going from it being the 2024 tax year, that one will be due on a tax return, and then the other 19 years before that will be due through the Let Property campaign. That obviously is a bit scary to think of, and we understand that. But the other thing to consider is that if you get prompted for a tax inquiry, it's going to be a lot more work required. It's going to be higher accountancy fees, it's going to be higher tax fees, it's going to be higher this. The other thing to consider is the tax bill that you think is always a lot higher than what it ends up being. That's what we find with our clients, and even a third of our clients have paid zero through the Let Property campaign in the end. But of course, that comes down to people's situations. The other thing to consider is that HMRC do offer payment plans. So if that's another big worry of why you're not coming forward, it can be sorted. They will set up a payment plan. We'll get everything ready just like usual. And then at the end, you would discuss with HMRC your situation and how much you can afford to pay. And then it would set a payment plan. And we've had it with some clients who even set them over 3 years. But again, it completely comes down to HMRC of what that payment plan will look like with you. But it is another available resource. So, as I say, you're in the right place. Best thing to do is to book a meeting. So if you'd like to book a meeting to discuss your situation with us and see how we can help you with the Let Property campaign, if you go to our website at www.marslands.co.uk, you'll be able to click get a quote now. That will give you a rough idea of what our fee will be based on a few simple questions. And then it will give you the option to book a meeting with one of our Let Property campaign specialists, such as myself or my colleague Thomas. And then we'd go from there. But yeah, either way, thank you very much for watching our video, and we hope to hear from you soon. Bye.